last but not least, I will be performing a monologue from a play that I have written myself called Below the Folders. Surprisingly enough, my parents kicked the buckets long before I did. I had already left the house when I found out, but since they were now dead, I was left alone with it. I went to check on its condition, and just as soon as I got in, endless images of my childhood started flashing before my eyes. I turned my head and found myself face to face with the corridor that led to that specific door, and my mind started spinning like I was drunk. Suddenly, I felt like I was 7 again. I could hear my own childish screams. I was drowning in my own cold sweat as I felt my sadist mother's hand grab me by the neck, drag me towards that door and shove me inside the cupboard, and my breathing stopped. I could hear the clanging of the key as it turned inside the keyhole, the shrieking voice of my mother speaking. See you in 2 days. And just like that, I found myself back in there again, only this time I felt it shrink, the walls getting more and more narrow as they seemed to come closer and surround me, the space getting smaller as my chest got heavier and I almost vomited my heart out. But I was paralyzed. My mind was spinning and I was dying. I was dying and nobody was there as I felt my lungs collapse so badly I couldn't even shout for help. I ended up selling the house, of course. I left for a place far from there. It was a quiet neighborhood, not much to say. Except for that one day. There was a family that had moved into the house next to mine, a couple with their little son. It wasn't until a few days later when something happened that brought the most disgusting version of myself to the surface. I woke up to the sound of a woman screaming to her child. She sounded just like my mother. She was insane and shrieking. Her child was complaining, and suddenly I was back in the cupboard, banging the door, trying to get my parents to let me out, listening to my mother laugh her hysteric cackle that still haunts my dreams. I started to get paralyzed again and quickly closed every door and every window. Then I turned on the radio. Loud music started filling up the whole room. I couldn't bear to hear the voices. I don't even know when or how it happened. The voices decided it. All I knew was that within a few hours, I had the boy locked up in my house. His terrified screams sounded just like mine. All the memories started flashing before my eyes again. They felt like a punch in the head. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up! See you in 2 days, kiddo. This is the end of my audition. Thank you very much, and I hope I'll get to hear from you soon.